The lead trustee, Justice Sophia Kufu, announced this when the trust presented vehicles to some selected treatment centers and laboratories to support their work. The trust fund presented 12 vehicles made up of 10 Cobalt LTZ Chevrolet Cruze saloon cars, 1 Mitsubishi L200 pickup, and 1 NP 300 hardbody Nissan pickup. The receiving institutions and centers include the Kumasi Center for Collaborative Research, KCCR, University of Health and Allied Sciences, the Tamale National Public Health Laboratory, Kumasi South Regional Hospital, and the National Public Health Reference Laboratory. The Minister of State in charge of the State Interest and Governance Authority, Mr. Kwekwe Friye, asked the beneficiaries to step up the fight against COVID-19. The lead trustee, Justice Sophia Kufu, called on other automobile companies in Ghana to support the national effort with more four-wheel drive vehicles for all regional hospitals.
In saying this, I'm addressing the public in general that defiance, non-compliance, willful flouting will not help anyone or the nation. I stand here because I care about each Ghanaian. And each Ghanaian should please also care about me and about everybody who is here. So let us all obey and comply. Gentlemen, we're happy to announce that the fund has so far, in addition to generous gifts in kind, the details of which we're more than willing to share with any interested person, we've received an amount of 44,900,000 Ghana cedis. The Board of Trustees will ensure the judicious and transparent application of all monies and other resources received for their intended purposes. We deeply recognize and appreciate the individuals, corporate bodies, and groups who have enthusiastically donated cash and in kind, as well as donors who have made direct transfers into our Bank of Ghana, Ghana Commercial Bank, and Consolidated Bank accounts.
Earlier in the day, the trust fund received donations from the Association of Customs House Agents Ghana, Diaspora Patriots of Ghana, Ghana Association of Savings and Loans Companies, Abosokai Spare Parts Dealers Association, China International Water and Electric Corporation, and Pacific Solutions and Services and Pacific Tours. Monday's donations amount to 950,000 Ghana cedis. We're traveling along our eastern coastline to Tema, where some residents and business operators, including fishmongers, say they are living in fear following the president's announcement that a fish processing company in Tema has recorded 533 COVID-19 cases.
The fishmongers say they are concerned because they are strictly adhering to the safety measures to protect themselves from contracting the virus.
The President's ninth address to the nation on the measures taken against the spread of coronavirus was on Sunday, 10th May. In it, he said 533 out of 921 new cases were recorded between last Wednesday and Thursday from workers at a fish processing factory in Tema. Although the President did not mention the factory involved, some residents in Tema and business operators, including fishmongers at the Tema fishing harbour, say they are worried. The residents say with the increasing figures, it is important for everyone to strictly follow the safety measures. Some were of the view that the security agencies should be deployed to enforce the no mask, no entry directive.
At least I got for no cry, yes, and can get no Shebia, Roma, and can be
Meanwhile, the Tema Metropolitan Health Directorate are tight-lipped about the fish processing company in question and will also not say if the company in question is to shut down.
The leadership of the GPRTU in the Boku West District of the Upper East Region has tasked commercial drivers to strictly enforce the no mask, no entry directive for all passengers on their vehicles.
The GPRTU says this is one measure to curb the spread of the coronavirus in the region.
The Boku West District has so far recorded one COVID-19 positive case who is currently receiving treatment at the Upper East Regional Hospital in Bolgatanga. Reports say the patient is clinically stable. All the health workers at the Zebila District Hospital who came into contact with that patient and were quarantined had negative test results. Doctors at the treatment center say he has tested negative but are waiting for the last mandatory test before he can be discharged. Since the district recorded its first COVID-19 positive case, the Boku West District Assembly, in collaboration with the Boku West District Health Directorate, has intensified its sensitization on the need for the people in the area to adhere to all the safety protocols recommended by the WHO and other health experts. All the markets in the area have been disinfected by Zoom Lion. There are also measures in place to ensure that everyone in the market observes social distancing. The GPRTU has also instituted a no masks, no entry policy to stem the spread of the disease. No passengers will be allowed to board a commercial vehicle without a mask. A member of the committee of the GPRTU branch in Zebila, Mr. Idrisu Bukari Abagli, explained the current measures in place to curb the spread of the virus.
Yes, we are loading about 45 passengers, but today, so of the sickness, they say we should load one man, one seat, so we are taking every 4 seats for 2 people.
The leader of the GPRTU branch in the Boku West District is Mr. Masawudu Mba.
First no you reducing nipa no bebre enti nipa ba ko bia timi transit ba ko so enti la no na efa for no se nipa mienu kwa na te so awo car no ho enti overload bia ni ho car no mu aye free.
A passenger, Mr. Dauda Abdul Malik, also spoke about the wearing of face masks.
The reason why I'm wearing the nose mask is to prevent me from getting the COVID-19, the virus, so that I can stay safe and keep my people safe as well.
GBC News also observed residents in Zebila, capital of the Boku West District, do not wear face masks. Some residents complained that their taps were dry and that prevented them from regularly washing their hands. The Upper East region has so far recorded 26 positive COVID-19 cases with 2 deaths. Out of the total recorded cases, 4 have been treated and discharged.
The Executive Director for the Center of Awareness Manufacturer of the Food Supplement COA FS, Professor Atu Duncan, says the company is complying with all the directives from the Food and Drugs Authority. He says the company has measures in place to ensure zero microbial contamination in their products.
Professor Duncan says a lot of research work is ongoing on COA FS at the international level already, and the company is strategizing to increase high-quality production and meet international standards. Professor Duncan was speaking to GBC News after Chamber of Commerce visited the factory at Wuzokrom in the Central Region.
On the 17th of April this year, the Food and Drugs Authority recalled the food supplements COA FS from the shelves and directed the public to return the products to the manufacturer. According to the FDA, samples of COA FS picked up from the market and the factory showed excessive microbial mold and yeast contamination in them. Again, the FDA said samples showed E. coli, which causes gastroenteritis, abdominal pain, nausea and vomiting. After withdrawing the products from the market, the FDA directed the company to make some restructuring in the factory in addition to installation of specific machines to meet international standards and avoid any future contamination. GBC News was at the factory when executives of the GNCC visited the company. The president of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce, Nana Dr. PJ Dankauso, was happy that the authorities were complying with the directives.
We are highly impressed about the progress of work that is going on here. We also want to say that the FDA must also be in tandem with YFS to make sure things are worked out so easily and so quickly for him to get back into business.
The executive director of QFS, Professor Ato Duncan, spoke with GBC News.
We're putting a whole lot of things in place to make sure that there will be zero microbial contamination in any product that comes from here. Okay. And we're also taking advantage of the situation to also do some expansion the facility so that we can produce more and of high quality.
The Bureau of Public Policy (BPS) has raised issue with the rate of community spread of the COVID-19 virus in Ghana, despite measures instituted to curb further spread. In the statement signed by its Executive Director Nana Yawakwada, the Bureau called for a revision of existing response strategies to include a nationwide random testing for COVID-19, results of which should be used to inform non-prior notice lockdowns as well as mass testing of communities where the disease is most prevalent and subsequently isolate and treat infected persons. The statement called for the immediate commissioning of a dedicated study of the management regime being applied to COVID-19 patients in Ghana to ensure speedy recoveries.
The BPS fears the slow rate of recovery may tip the balance against the health system and push it into distress and further endanger public health. The statement calls on government to fully and timely disclose key data related to COVID-19 for independent analysis.
Now, as COVID-19 continues to interfere with normal life, Mother's Day, which is marked every second Sunday in May, was devoid of the usual elaborate celebrations. The Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, Cynthia Morrison, at a brief ceremony to commemorate the day, says mothers, many of whom run micro, small and medium-scale businesses hardest hit by the pandemic, deserve to be appreciated for their hard work and dedication in these difficult times.
The role of mothers has become even more challenging in the face of this novel COVID-19 pandemic, since they are found working mostly in the informal sector, from small-scale farming activities, retail businesses, to markets and street corners, to micro-enterprises. Let us all reach out to our mothers who have impacted our lives and say, are you equal to all of them?
A specialist obstetrician gynecologist at the Komfanochi Teaching Hospital and fellow gynecologist oncology, Dr. Edu Apiakubi, is encouraging Ghanaians to strictly abide by the safety directives to prevent the spread of the coronavirus after a Mother's Day special program on GBC's Radio BAR in Sunyani. Dr. Apiakubi said failure to adhere to the directives might lead to a surge in the number of cases in the country.
To encourage a virtual celebration of the day in the region and beyond, GBC Radio's BAR, with support from Cowbell Ghana, created a virtual platform for listeners to celebrate their mothers. About 11 people called to tell their stories, and 5 of them won hampers from Cowbell Ghana. They were happy to have taken part in the program. Dr. Apiakubi, who was a guest speaker on the show, said it is possible to win the fight against the coronavirus if only Ghanaians abide by the law.
Wear a mask, wash our hands regularly with soap and running water. We should make sure we do social distancing. We don't crowd at a place. When we do these things, definitely we'll be able to overcome the challenges we are in now.
He further explained that defiance of the president's directives is an act punishable by law.
It's GTP,
the name behind authentic and original Ghanaian textile prints,
and West Africa's leading print and textile brand.
Step out in style in any GTP fabric.
Classy, head-turning, elegant, snazzy.
GBC newscasters are cloaked by GTP.
The outfits are designed by Joanna Fashions, Nyaniba Estates, B Vogue and Designs, Kaswa,
and Alan David Collections, Havana in Accra.
And we're live from our national studios here in Accra on our Facebook page and also at www.gbcghanaonline.com.
Once we know the order, we can continue the pattern. Good. Study the pattern of your straws
of our story. Pendant. Our growth. Our discoveries. Our enduring peace.
Hello, good evening and welcome. Time now for business, and I am Dorothy Ajmai. We start off from the Eastern region. While all eyes are on COVID-19, Galamsey operators at Osino in the Eastern region of Ghana have intensified their activities